In the icy embrace of Skyrim, a realm where the air itself is woven with the fierce spirit of its people, the quest for shelter transcends mere necessity. It becomes a cornerstone of survival. Inns are more than mere lodgings. They are vibrant hubs of life and lore. In the cozy confines of places like the Bannered Mare in Whiterun, or the winking skeever in Solitude, travelers and locals alike gather. Here, over mugs of mead and wheels of Eidar cheese, stories are shared and songs are sung. The warmth that emanates from these hearths extends beyond the physical, igniting a sense of community and kinship in those who seek shelter under these sturdy roofs. Similarly, the homes scattered across Skyrim's snowy expanse are bastions for familial bonds and individual respite. From the humble abodes in Riverwood to the grandeur homes in Windhelm, each dwelling is a refuge, a personal stronghold against the chill that pervades the land. Within these walls, families gather around the fire, sharing meals and moments of tranquility, a stark contrast to the often harsh and unforgiving world outside. It is within these spaces of warmth and welcome that we encounter the subtle yet significant presence of three key ingredients that color the culinary and alchemical drapery of Skyrim: Frost Mirriam, garlic, and Elves Ear. In addition to these ingredients, a cornucopia of culinary delights awaits the intrepid and the hungry alike: pheasant roast, rabbit haunch, cheese wheels, salmon, and leg of goat roast. These sumptuous staples, meticulously prepared and plucked from nature's bounty, stimulate the palate of Tamriel's populace with an exquisite ensemble of unique textures and taste. Each ingredient orchestrates a sensory symphony, harmonizing fragrant aromas with rich flavors that reverberate through the frigid atmosphere. The visual allure of these dishes, the inviting warmth they exude, and the comforting sounds of simmering and sizzling in the hearth all converge to craft an experience that transcends paltry provision-making, filling the taverns and homes of Skyrim with an atmosphere of abundance and a sense of shared culinary heritage. Welcome to today's episode of Foraging Fauna and Flora, where we wade through the wilderness of Tamriel, unearthing deep-rooted secrets and uncovering mysteries from the majestic mountaintops to the mystical meadows. As you step over the threshold of Alvor and Sigrid's humble abode in Riverwood, the warmth of the hearth embraces you, a stark contrast to the chill of Skyrim's air outside. After nearly becoming minced meat for a dragon, your stomach rumbles as you drift inside. Near the crackling flames, your gaze is immediately captivated by a golden cheese wheel, its rind glinting softly in the firelight, promising comfort and a taste of the familiar. The scent of the hearth mingles with the rich, earthy aroma of the cheese, filling the room with an inviting homeliness. As you turn your head, the wooden table comes into view, artfully arrayed with the day's fare. Pheasant roast, its skin roasted to a perfect crisp, sits alongside a hearty leg of goat roast, the tender meat promising warmth and sustenance. Nearby, a rabbit haunch, skillfully prepared, offers a subtler yet no less inviting temptation. In this home, each ingredient, each dish, speaks of the land's bounty and the care of its people, beautifully orchestrated in these quaint quarters. The inviting atmosphere of Alvor and Sigrid's home in Riverwood kindles a curiosity within you, a desire to delve deeper into the domestic life of Skyrim's dwellers. Each dwelling, from the humblest hovel to the most majestic manor, tells its own tale through the ingredients it holds. You find yourself eager to embark on a gastronomic journey, to uncover the unique assortments of fauna and flora that hang in the hearths and adorn the tables of Skyrim's varied households. Whether it's the smoky scent of dried fish in a fisherman's shack, or the robust aroma of a cheese wheel in a merchant's abode, each home offers a glimpse into the lives of its inhabitants, their traditions, and their ties to the bountiful land of Skyrim. Frost Mirriam can be found gracing the kitchens and storage spaces of many a Nord dwelling, its delicate, frost-tipped fronds adding a dash of color to the stony grays of Tamriel's architecture. The air around it is tinged with a crisp, clean fragrance, reminiscent of the first breath of winter, invigorating and pure. Although Frost Mirriam cannot be directly harvested from plants in the wild, this elusive herb can still be found and collected in homes and inns. Once collected, Frost Mirriam will respawn after a certain period, ready to be gathered again, ensuring a steady supply for those who seek it. When used in alchemy, Frost Mirriam can yield powerful results. For instance, combining it with purple mountain flower results in a potent potion that fortifies sneak and resists frost. In a concoction with silverside perch, one can damage stamina regen while resisting frost. To resist frost, combine Frost Mirriam with Daedroth teeth, flame stalk, frost salts, hawk beak, hydnum azure, giant spore, moon sugar, redwort flower, slaughterfish scales, small pearl, snowberries, blue steel entaloma, or thistle branch. To fortify sneak, combine Frost Mirriam with Abatian longfin, ashen grass pod, beehive husk, hawk feathers, human flesh, creche fiber, powdered mammoth tusk, or rue brush. To ravage magicka, combine Frost Mirriam with alocasia fruit, coda flower, grass pod, lavender, orange dartwing, red mountain flower, scathe crawl, spawn ash, whitecap, or wild grass pod. To damage stamina regen, combine Frost Mirriam with bungler's bane, creep cluster, daedra heart, giant's toe, hist carp, juniper berries, large antlers, saltrice, skeever tail, wheat, or yellow mountain flower. According to the Unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 37 guaranteed Frost Mirriam samples can be found in 30 different locations. Locations with multiple samples are 2 in Elgrim's Elixirs, 2 in Felglow Keep, 2 in the Hall of the Dead, 2 in Limkill's farmhouse, 2 in Oddfell's house, 2 in Savinin Hild's house, and 2 in Vlindrel Hall. It is categorized as an uncommon ingredient, meaning that all apothecary merchants have a 15% chance of carrying 1 to 5 samples. In addition, it may be randomly found in uncommon and rare type apothecary satchels. 260 dried Frost Mirriam branches can be found in 162 different locations, including nearly all homes and inns. Locations with the greatest numbers are 5 in Blackbriar Lodge, 4 in the Bee and Barb, 4 in Burgook's Longhouse, 4 in the Temple of Mara, 4 in Vlindrel Hall. Additionally, Frost Mirriam is one of 4 items needed at the Atronach Forge to create the spell tome Conjure Frost Atronach. It is important to note that Frost Mirriam's in-game appearance is heavily inspired by real-world parsley, which would explain its presence in kitchens across Tamriel. Then, there's garlic, round and robust, hanging in braids from the beams of cozy cottages and bustling market stalls. Its pungent aroma is a familiar comfort in homes across the province, a scent that speaks of hearty meals shared over roaring fires. To hold a bulb of garlic is to feel the pulse of Skyrim's culinary heart, its papery skin hiding a potent power that's both protective and profound. It's a staple in foods such as beef stew, horker stew, and tomato soup. With the addition of baking, added in the Hearth Fryer DLC, garlic can also be used with other raw ingredients to create chicken dumplings and garlic bread. Garlic, like Frost Mirriam, cannot be harvested from plant samples, but will respawn after a period of time. It is unable to be harvested from plants in the Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion as well. When used in alchemy, garlic provides a multitude of fortification and resistance. When combined with Minotaur horn, garlic bolsters not only resist poison, but regenerate health and regenerate magicka. Garlic can also provide a multitude of potions with 2 desired effects. Garlic, combined with void essence, yields fortify stamina and regenerate health. When combined with slaughterfish egg, garlic can provide fortify stamina and resist poison. For regenerate health and regenerate magic, combine garlic with purple butterfly wing, screaming maw, or thorn hook. For regenerate health and resist poison, combine garlic with ogre's teeth. For resist poison, combine garlic with beehive husk, charred skeever hide, falmer ear, grass pod, mud crab chitin, thistle branch, troll fat, wild grass pod, or yellow mountain flower. For fortify stamina, combine garlic with boar tusk, chaurus eggs, fungus stalk, large antlers, lavender, scrib jerky, or torchbug thorax. For regenerate magicka, combine garlic with dwarven oil, fire salts, jazzbay grapes, liquor, moon sugar, salmon roe, salt pile, scrib jelly, or taproot. Lastly, for regenerate health, combine garlic with alocasia fruit, ambrosia, emperor parasol moss, gleam blossom, gnarl bark, hydnum azure giant spore, juniper berries, luna moth wing, namira's rot, Nordic barnacle, or vampire dust. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 369 guaranteed samples can be found in 140 different locations. Locations with the greatest numbers are 24 in the Thalmor Embassy, 16 in Boulderfall Cave, 11 in House Greymane, 9 in the Blue Palace. It is categorized as a common ingredient, meaning that all apothecary merchants have a 36% chance of carrying 1 to 5 samples. In addition, it may be randomly found in some barrels and apothecary satchels. 490 garlic braids can be found in 191 different locations, which include nearly every home and inn. Locations with the greatest numbers are 20 in the Thalmor Embassy, 9 inside East Empire Company Warehouse, 8 in Vittoria Vici's house, 7 in Bits and Pieces, 7 in Blackbriar Lodge, 7 in Fletcher, 7 in Fort Dunstad Commander's Quarters, 7 in the Hall of the Dead, 7 in Proudspire Manor. Branches of dried elves' ear, ethereal and elegant, dangle delicately in the dimly lit nooks of inns and alchemist alcoves. Its velvety leaves, when brushed by a passing patron, release a soft, herbal whisper that blends in with the murmur of distant conversations. This elusive herb, often found in bunches hung to dry near the hearth, feels like a fragment of an ancient forest, to remind every traveler of the vastness and the vibrancy of the world outside. Elves Ear, however, is not to be mistaken with Falmer Ear, which is directly harvested from the elves known as Falmer. When used in alchemy, Elves Ear can restore magicka, fortify marksmen, resist fire, and induce weakness to frost. To create a potion of resist fire, restore magicka, and weakness to frost, combine Elves Ear with fire salts. To restore magicka while dealing weakness to frost, combine Elves Ear with Whitecap. To restore magicka, combine Elves Ear with Blister Podcap, Bog Beacon, Briar Heart, Calm Berry, Congealed Putrescence, Creep Cluster, Dwarven Oil, Ectoplasm, Elytra Ichor, Frost Salts, Fungus Stalk, Giant Lichen, Grass Pod, Green Butterfly Wing, Human Flesh, Liquor, Moon Sugar, Mora Tapanella, Pearl, Red Mountain Flower, Steel Blue Entaloma, Taproot, Vampire Dust, Wild Grass Pod, or Withering Moon. To fortify marksmen, combine Elves Ear with Canis Root, Corkbulb Root, Juniper Berries, or Spider Egg. To cause weakness to frost, combine Elves Ear with Abatian Longfin, Ash Hopper Jelly, Chokeweed, Ice Wraith Teeth, or Gold Kinnet. Lastly, to resist fire, combine Elves Ear with Ash Creep Cluster, Ashen Grass Pod, Barrett's Ashes, Blissbug Thorax, Bone Meal, Dragon's Tongue, Fire Petal, Fly Amunita, Gnarl Bark, Mudcrab Chitin, Slowed Soap, Snowberries, or Spawn Ash. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 71 already harvested samples of Elves Ear can be found in 40 different locations. Locations with the greatest numbers are 4 in Burgook's Longhouse, Cellar, 3 in Angeline's Aromatics, 3 in Braidwood Inn, 3 in Dead Man's Drink, 3 in Four Shields Tavern, 3 in the Frozen Hearth, 3 in Moorside Inn, 3 in Nightgate Inn, 3 in Old Prolden Inn, 3 in Vilemere Inn, and 3 in Wind Peak Inn. It is categorized as a common ingredient, meaning that all apothecary merchants have a 36% chance of carrying 1 to 5 samples. In addition, it may be randomly found in some barrels and in apothecary satchels. 437 dried Elves Ear branches can be found in 168 different locations, which include nearly every home and inn. Locations with the greatest numbers are 12 in Dragon's Reach, 10 in Castle Dower, Emperor's Tower, 7 in the Bee and Barb, 7 in Blackbriar Lodge, 7 in Thalmor Embassy, 6 in Angeline's Aromatics, 6 in the Bannered Mare, 6 in Burgook's Longhouse, 6 inside East Empire Company Warehouse. It's worth noting that Elves Ear closely resembles the real-world culinary herb, sage, both in appearance and in its portrayal within the game, where it frequently is found in kitchen settings. Next, we move on to Rabbit, the tender triumph of the Trapper's Trail. Rabbit stands as a testament to the tenacity of those who tread the taigas and tundras. This succulent selection, a simple yet sustaining staple, simmers on spits and kitchens across the province. Its delicate flesh, when deftly dressed and diligently dished, delivers a delectable delight, drawing denizens to dine and discuss the day's deeds and dreams. Harvesting from rabbits drop raw rabbit leg, which provides 2 points of restore health. Combining raw rabbit leg with salt pile produces rabbit haunch, which provides 5 points of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 66 guaranteed samples of raw rabbit leg can be found in 48 different locations, most notably Pine Watch. Raw rabbit leg is dropped by all rabbits. Raw rabbit leg can also be harvested from dead rabbits. 529 such rabbits can be found in 175 different locations, most notably in Japhet's Folly Towers. There is a 79% chance of 1 to 8 samples being sold by a Noriath, a Wood Elf scout in Whiterun. There is a 71% chance of 1 to 7 samples being sold by Maurice Aravel in Ripton. Lastly, there is a 55% chance of raw rabbit leg being sold by hunters all around Skyrim. Raw rabbit leg is recognized by vendors as raw food, meaning it can be sold to apothecary merchants as well as innkeepers. Perched prominently in pantries and inns alike, the pheasant is a portrayal of Skyrim's avian abundance. This prime poultry, procured by the province's proficient marksmen, presents as a palatable platter for the eyes. Roasted to a ruddy, rich radiance, it can revive the ravenous and replenish the road-weary, its savory scent seeping into the storied stones of every stronghold. Pheasants hang delicately in kitchens and around hearths in Skyrim. 314 hanging pheasants can be found in 125 different locations, most notably Japhet's Folly Towers near Winterhold. Harvesting from a hanging pheasant can yield pheasant breast, which can be used to create pheasant roast when combined with salt pile. Pheasant breast offers 2 points of restore health, while pheasant roast provides 5 points of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 55 guaranteed samples of pheasant breast can be found in 36 different locations, most notably the Penitus Oculatus outpost and the guardhouse on the south side of Morthal. There is a 79% chance of 1 to 8 samples of pheasant breast being sold by a Noriath, the Bosmer scout who resides in Whiterun. There is a 71% chance of 1 to 7 samples being sold by Maurice Aravel, a Dunmer vendor in Riften. Lastly, there is a 55% chance of pheasant breast being sold by hunters in various locations around Skyrim. Pheasant breast is recognized by vendors as raw food, meaning it can be sold to apothecary merchants as well as innkeepers. Salmon, caught in the cold, clear currents of Skyrim's sibilant streams and shores, are strung up to sway in the smoke of snug stone hearths. This preserved provision, a product of patience and providence, provides a portable and persevering portion, perfect for the paths less plodded. Salmon is categorized as a common fish that can be found in rivers and lakes throughout Skyrim. Salmon meat, unlike all other species of fish in Skyrim, is not categorized as an alchemical ingredient. While other species of fish tend to swim near the water's surface, salmon can also be found both near the surface and in the depths of bodies of water. With the addition of the Hearthfire DLC, salmon roe may be harvested from leaping salmon in streams or killed by the player, but not from pre-existing dead salmon. The fishing creation also adds salmon as an item, allowing salmon to be transported alive if caught. Salmon are also one of several fish that can spawn at fish spawning sites. Raw salmon meat provides 2 points of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 138 guaranteed samples can be found in 38 different locations. Most notably, 28 centered 330 feet south of Merryfair Farm. Salmon meat can be harvested from salmon found drying on hanging racks. 618 such salmon can be found in 110 different locations, most notably 53 in Rift and Fishery. 89 guaranteed salmon can be found in 18 different locations, most notably 14 centered 250 feet east of Honningbrew Meadery. 673 spawning sites can be found in 83 different locations, most notably around Orphan's Tier and Septimus Cygnus's outpost. Advar, the Nord fishmonger in the Solitude Market, always sells 2 salmon meat. Salmon meat is one of 2 items needed to cook the salmon steak, the other being salt pile. Salmon steak provides 5 points of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 284 already cooked samples can be found in 136 different locations, most notably the Blue Palace. There is a 34% chance of salmon steak being sold by most innkeepers. Salmon steak may also be carried around by common citizens. 6 salmon steaks are always sold by Advar and Solitude. Salmon meat is categorized by vendors as raw food, meaning it can be sold to apothecary merchants as well as innkeepers. The cheese wheel, a circle of culinary craft, stands as a symbol of Skyrim's dairy diligence. From the grassy glades where goats graze to the cool, cavernous cheese cellars of castles and cottages, this dairy delight is a ubiquitous underpinning of the Nord diet. With varieties varying from mild to mature, these cheese circles are a culinary cornerstone, crucial for quests both broad and basic. Eidar cheese, a rich and robust delicacy, offers a creamy, tangy flavor that captivates the taste buds of Nords and travelers alike. Crafted with the utmost care, this cheese is renowned for its smooth texture and the subtle, earthy undertones that dance on the palate. In contrast, Skyrim's goat cheese, with its distinctly sharp and salty profile, presents a bold choice for the adventurous eater, its crumbly yet succulent texture echoing the rugged terrain of the land from which it originates. Eidar Cheese Wheel provides 15 points of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 301 guaranteed samples can be found in 122 different locations, most notably the East Empire Company warehouse and the Thalmor Embassy. With Anniversary Edition, Eidar Cheese Wheel can be cooked in a cooking pot using 1 salt pile and 2 jugs of milk. 1 Eidar Cheese Wheel is one of 3 items needed to cook an elsewhere fondue. Sliced Eidar cheese provides 15 points of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 248 guaranteed samples can be found in 137 different locations, most notably the Blue Palace. In smaller portions, Eidar Cheese Wedge provides 1 point of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 296 guaranteed samples can be found in 167 different locations, most notably the Thalmor Embassy and Mistvale Keep. There is a 34% chance of 1 to 5 samples being sold by most innkeepers. Eidar Cheese Wedge can be carried by most common citizens. On the other hand, Goat Cheese Wheel provides 15 points of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 401 guaranteed samples can be found in 161 different locations, most notably the Thalmor Embassy and the East Empire Company warehouse. With Anniversary Edition, Goat cheese wheel can be cooked in a cooking pot using 1 salt pile and 2 jugs of milk. Sliced goat cheese provides 15 points of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 180 guaranteed samples can be found in 137 different locations, most notably the Thalmor Embassy. In smaller portions, goat cheese wedge provides 1 point of restore health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 331 guaranteed samples can be found in 165 different locations, most notably the Kataraya and Understone Keep. There is a 34% chance of goat cheese wedge being sold by most innkeepers. Lastly, sliced goat cheese may be found in the inventory of most common citizens. Leg of goat roast, a robust repast, resonates with the rustic and rugged realm of Skyrim. Sourced from the sure-footed goats that gallivant upon the craggy cliffs and grassy groves, this hearty hunk of meat is a favorite amongst famished folk. It's a meal that mirrors the mettle and might of the Nord people. When raw, leg of goat roast restores 2 points of health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 42 guaranteed samples can be found in 35 different locations, most notably in Driftshade Cellar. There is a 33% chance of leg of goat being dropped by all goats, including Glada the goat that belongs to Innis of Rorikstead. There is a 79% chance of 1 to 8 legs of goat being sold by a Noriath, the wood elf in Whiterun. There is a 71% chance of 1 to 7 samples being sold by Maurice Aravel in Riften. Lastly, there is an 82% chance of 1 to 6 leg of goat roast being sold by hunters across Skyrim. 2 pieces of raw meat, either dog meat, horker meat, horse meat, leg of goat, or mammoth snout, are 2 of 4 items needed at the Atronach Forge to create an unbound Daedra. Note, this requires the sigil stone. 1 leg of goat and salt pile are needed to cook a leg of goat roast. Leg of goat roast restores 10 points of health. According to the unofficial Elder Scrolls pages, 19 already cooked samples can be found in 16 different locations, most notably Borguk's Longhouse, Juradoc Redoubt Cave, and Treva's Watch. There is a 34% chance of leg of goat roast being sold by most innkeepers across Skyrim. Leg of goat roast can also be found in the inventories of most common citizens. These culinary components, more than mere morsels, are manifestations of Skyrim's splendor. They are staples that sustain the souls of soldiers and sages, of farmers and foragers, a testament to the tasty traditions that transcend through time. In the Elder Scrolls series, these items offer a glimpse into the gastronomy of a land both grand and grim, inviting all who venture into this venerable and vast world to partake in its plentiful providence. As we continue our chronicle through the culinary culture of Skyrim, let us savor the stories these staples suggest, the lives they have lived, and the journeys they have taken from frostbitten fields to feasting tables. For in each bite, each morsel, lies the legacy of the land, the tale of Tamriel, a saga as seasoned and as substantial as the very soil it springs from. In the grand narrative of Skyrim, these ingredients are not simply culinary afterthoughts, but pivotal pieces in the tapestry of daily life and survival. Their significance transcends their simple use, embedding them deeply in the culture, cuisine, and charm of Skyrim. To step into a Nord home and be greeted by the comforting aroma of garlic, the fresh scent of Frost Mirriam, and the earthy whisper of Elves Ear is to experience the true essence of Skyrim. As we delve deeper into the lore and legacy of these 8 divine ingredients, we uncover the layers of their importance, unraveling the ways in which they enrich not just the cuisine, but the very life in Skyrim. From the alchemical arts to the simple joy of a shared meal, these ingredients are keystones in the grand, ongoing saga of the Elder Scrolls, as vital and vibrant as the land they inhabit. As we say farewell, remember that Skyrim's fauna and flora are just as numerous as the stars in its night sky, and we've only just begun to explore them. Until we meet again in the midst of myth and mystery, may your path be paved with the pursuit of the peculiar and the profound. I'd like to extend my deepest gratitude to the Unofficial Elder Scrolls pages for their unwavering dedication to preserving and documenting the rich lore of the Elder Scrolls series. Your meticulous efforts and hard work behind the scenes have been absolutely crucial, making the creation of my videos possible. Your commitment to keeping the saga's history alive and well recorded is invaluable, and I sincerely thank you for all that you do. If you've enjoyed this journey through Tamriel's heartland, please leave a like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to stay updated with our latest Elder Scrolls explorations. Your support helps us bring more of the series' hidden gems to light. Join us next time on Foraging Fauna and Flora for another adventure into the wilds of Tamriel. Until then, may your travels be safe and your groundbreaking discoveries many. Farewell, fellow adventurers.